Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Real Talk Bougie. Happy Friday Eve, guys. It's Thursday night. What's going on? One of you guys reached out to me and wanted me to. Yes, I got your email. Yes, I got your email. And I said, you know what? Why not? Look, there's a lot going. So Diddy always seems to have a lot going on. But Kay, yes, I was gonna say one of a BougieGang sis sent me a kite and asked me to check into something. So I did, and then while I was listening to this hearing, I did find some information, Kay, but I didn't find everything. What I did find, okay, so let me cut to the chase. So Diddy's got some things going on. First of all, CARESHA Please dropped a video on Revolt. You guys know that Diddy has no more interest in Revolt. He has sold all of his shares. It is now an employee owned company. So, because I was like, well, damn, her CARESHA Please is still existing and it's on the Revolt channel, but doesn't Revolt have a lot to do with Diddy? But Diddy has sold out his shares. They basically, I mean, he quietly left, or not so quietly left. But CARESHA Please is now in season 2. So her season 2 opener was her opening up and dropping her tea. But before we get into that, let's get into this. So one of our good BougieGang sisses dropped me some information in my email and asked me to look into this guy named Derrick Lee Cordero. Wait, hold on. Did I get it right? Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, who is currently in a Michigan prison. He's got a list of issues. I don't know if we're going to get into that so much. I had to look him up though, because I was like, what is it with this guy? Like, um, sugar. Did I lose my spot? Okay, I think I've got everything I need. Wait a second. Um, okay. I just want to make sure I have um all of my tabs open. So let me pull this and drop this over here because I get confused. Okay. Okay, that's okay. I was looking also at the Village of Dalton board meeting, which is always funny. Anyway, guys, let me say this first. Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming through. Let's see who got here. 1, 2, 3 first. Yay. Aquarius bet is it wait, hold on. Aquarius Bay. Yes, Aquarius Bay. Welcome. I have an Aquarius Bay, okay, who happens to be my husband. That's my Aquarius Bay. Hey, Aquarius Bay, how are you? Petty Patty, the birthday girl this week. Shouts out to all of the Leos. All of the Leos. Happy birthday, Leos. Farah just looked at me and smiled. Farah is doing overtime in the office this week. What's up, Farah? How are you doing? Farah just asked me for an extra 4 minutes on her bedtime, just in case there's no tennis tomorrow. She said, "Mom, can I stay up like 4 minutes later?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" Was that good for you? You just want an extra 4 minutes? Yeah. Okay, all right, good. So deal, you got it. Okay. But I'm gonna need you to close your ears because this is more like adult content. So you might need to go in there with daddy. Okay. All right, just put your headphones on. Put your headphones on and play your Roblox. Okay, take a break. Okay, guys, welcome. Let's get into this. So, our sis K over here dropped me an email and asked me to look into something. So I did. It's interesting. It's interesting in the sense that okay, so this guy is currently incarcerated. His name is Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. He filed a temporary restraining order against Diddy in a Michigan court. The man is currently incarcerated, and he he is alleging, this guy in the blue shirt is alleging that Sean Diddy Combs did a grape on him in 1997 at a party. And what's this? Overtime. Oh my God. Farrah, Farrah just has to step in the room. My God. Farrah, you just got another $5. Look at you. Yes, ma'am. She said, yes, ma'am. Our good sis Bible lady sent you $5 tip for overtime. Yay, Bible lady. She said, "Yay, Bible lady." Oh my God, she's so excited. Anyway, okay, so this guy in the shirt here says that he was raped at a 1997 party, a bad boy situation in 1997. He was participating in the group. I can't say too much because sis here. He was participating in some group activities, okay, that have been alleged in other lawsuits, okay? And Mr. Combs kind of pointed him out or um talked to him alone and offered him a drink and told him that there were other that he put a little extra something something in his drink for him, and he said next thing he knew he'd been raped. Okay. um Fast forward, he is alleging that Mr. Combs and another representative actually came to see him at the jail and have been working to negotiate with him on a claim. I'm sure that could be substantiated either if it was video or in person. This judge right here, I'm going to spoiler alert. This is only, it's like a 14-minute video. Um, I'm going to spoiler alert. Not only was he granted a temporary restraining order, so meaning they can't come back to try to negotiate with him about anything, him or his parties. He was also granted a 90-day injunction against Mr. Combs for selling any of his property and assets, okay, including the property in Florida. And like this judge, what is her name again? Anna Marie, Judge Anna Marie Alzone. We're gonna listen to some of it. We might get through all of it. I'm gonna try. You know me. I'm gonna try not to interrupt, and then we'll go over to CARESHA, please. But I feel like it's another bad day for Diddy. Um, Diddy's, you know what I mean? Like Diddy's had a good time. Look, Diddy's a very well off, wealthy, middle aged dude, and he's had a lot of fun. And I guess fun is over. And whether this is some sort of this, you know, this man files. Now, let me just give you a sidebar about Daniel Lee Cardello Smith. He files a lot of lawsuits in the state of Michigan. Um, he is currently in prison. Let me give you just the other side of things. He's currently in prison. I had to kind of do a little bit of, you know, I tried to find out what I could about him. Um, he is currently in the Ionia Maximum Correctional Facility in Ionia, Michigan. This is him in the blue shirt, reporting for court. Um, so he's currently incarcerated. The petitioner is serving multiple sentences imposed in separate criminal court proceedings in Wayne County Circuit Court, Michigan. And the Michigan Department of Corrections Offender Tracking IS System Court. So he has filed numerous filings against many, many people now, including Sean Diddy Combs. So I'm not, you know what I mean? I can't validate that what he's saying is actual and factual, but he has made some allegations and this judge is taking him seriously. And he's alleged that Sean Combs actually came to see him a couple of weeks ago to negotiate with him. You guys have got to hear this. So hold on a second. Let me get to this screen. Um, just this is real. Hold on.
Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, sir.
Let me just say one thing too. This guy at the bottom of the screen, apparently they were having another proceeding. The guy at the bottom of the screen has nothing to do with anything. He's from a different proceeding. Somehow he still stayed in the frame. So if we don't see him, don't worry about it. He's just he's an attorney waiting for a different proceeding to start. So really it's the judge talking to Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith. Apparently Mr. Combs did not respond to this particular hearing. So just listen how he ends up getting this injunction filed against Combs for 90 days and actually gets another court date scheduled for September. And the failure to respond actually gave him like a couple of wins in this court proceeding. So it's kind of like, well, damn.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. This is in the matter of Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, MDOC number 267009 versus Sean Combs, Sean Puff Daddy Combs, also known as Sean P. Diddy, also known as Diddy, Bad Boy Records label owner, founder, also known as Puff P. Daddy, Bad Boy, Diddy Run the City, Sean Combs, also known as Sean Puffy Combs. And this is file number 24-7362NO. I'll grab your paperwork here real quick out of this other paperwork. We do have Mr. Cardello-Smith appearing from the Michigan Department of Corrections. Sir, where are you currently located?
I'm located at the Ernest C. Brooks Correctional Facility, 2500 South Sheridan Drive, Muskegon, Michigan, 49444, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Or Your Honor.
Thank you. So I do see that we do have a proof of service on
Diddy
Mr.
has that
Combs,
many aliases? He does.
But for purposes of this hearing, you filed a motion.
Do you guys think that it's just a matter of time? Do you think that it's really a matter of time that Diddy is going to be run to the jailhouse? Because eventually people are going to stop coming for his money and he's going to have some criminal charges against him. Do you think it's just a matter of time before it's like, before it's like an Epstein type thing? Because like 2024 has been, we're only 8 months in. We're not even 8 months in. We're 7 full months. We're into the 8th month. I feel like it's just a matter of time before someone really comes for, like, he's at the wrong place, the wrong time, or they finish going through whatever they procured from his homes. And it's just going to be criminal. It's going to be him in handcuffs. It's not going to be any more just papers being filed and money being collected. It's going to be handcuffs. And but you know what? He's had enough fun for all of us. Like, there's as many of us that are on this live and as many people who'll come and listen afterwards. He's had enough fun for all of us. He's had enough white parties, cruises, trips to everywhere, and enough women, enough men, enough he's lived enough for all of us. Not to say that means you deserve to go to jail, but at the end of the day, sir, you've been out here doing the absolute most, which is why now you are good in middle age and can't probably go a day without getting some papers in the mail. So I'm just wondering what this is all about. Let's listen to it. I'm going to just not interrupt because I do want to get to the CARESHA Please. Okay, let's listen.
For a temporary restraining order and or a preliminary injunction to stop all sales of the property and assets attached to or involved with said property based on the interest of plaintiff and plaintiff's connections to defendant's sexual assault of plaintiff Derrick Lee Cardello-Smith, requiring a preliminary injunction and or a temporary restraining order. We did set that for hearing today, and luckily the Brooks Correctional Facility was able to make you available. Actually, they had to drive someone up today on another case. So, sir, I have received your motion and a proposed order. Do you wish to argue the motion today, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed then.
Okay, the purpose of it is based on 2 actions taken by Mr. Combs himself directly with me here. We did a live
Interesting.
one-on-one visit in our prison visiting room. There's 2 meetings within the past 2 weeks with Mr. Combs on one meeting, and then a financial advisor on the other meeting on Mr. Combs' behalf. And he stated that he would make me an offer to end the case and what happened to me because of other things that he stated he has going on in his life that require his money right now, and he wants to sell everything off. And he made me a financial offer of $2.3 million to allow what happened to me to go away.
Like, what? I was like, what? What? Soul Power, thank you. Thank you for making it official. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you.
He's going to be selling his property, and under the 2005 California Civil Code 2881-2885, the creation of liens, which allows out-of-state justices and orders to cause a stop of any title transfer, property transfers in Los Angeles or any other place that he has property. He stated that he wouldn't be able to proceed with that sale. And he did it the day after I served him the suit. And he also said that he won't be filing an answer to the complaint. He said, you can find me in default or whatever. He has a better chance with default than he would with having a restraining order stop. And I said, so you want to hide you want to hide your money and stop from being quite possibly paid to me if I'm given the benefit of a judgment in my favor for what you've done to me. And he pretty much said, yeah. He goes, you know how we get down. And I said, okay, well, I disagree with how you get down. Your sale shouldn't go through.
So I'm gonna hold.
This is the weird thing to me is that if he had a visitor, they would have log of that. So let's see if the judge checks him.
I'm sorry.
Cardello-Smith. Okay. So you went in a different direction than I thought you were going into. I thought we were just going to focus. No.
We are.
You kind of went off on a different direction than what your actual motion was.
Yeah.
So what I just want to.
And I did go to the state of Michigan to see what I could find. And this is all I could really find. Let me show you. Because, I had to go find the documents. You know me. So I found that there is this action, Cardello-Smith versus Combs. This is the judge that we're seeing it ahead of us right now. There is the pretrial hearing set for September. Let me make it big. There's the pretrial hearing set for 9924. This is the judge. He's been served all of the things. This case is in motion. Okay. Girl, it's the weirdest thing. Okay, we're just gonna have to keep our eye on this. Now, Michigan, I don't know how to get a hold of this paperwork, so I'm gonna have to do some research. But our sis just reached out to me this evening, and I was like, I'm gonna take a look and see what I can find. And this is what I could find most immediately, which was the kind of like the docket of proceedings. And I'll have to maybe call the clerk of court's office tomorrow to see how I can get my hands on the actual motions and any of the paperwork to be able to read, to understand a little bit more. But it's just the docket right here, which is everything that we're seeing. But there was a temporary restraining order filed. There was a temporary injunction filed. There is pretrial scheduled. And this guy is filing successful motions, and he's looking for monetary relief and damages. And he's well on his way to making that happen. So let's go back to this right here and finish this up, because it's like 9 more minutes. And then we'll go over to CARESHA Please. CARESHA Please was dropping her tea about the relationship with Diddy and JT and all of the things. CARESHA, to me, I'll give you my impressions on that when we get over there, because I did watch some of it. And I was very distracted by Saucy Santana. I'm not going to lie to you, but it was good because I like conversations between people who have a friendly rapport. It's not like two strangers or two people that, you know, the interviewer is someone who really doesn't know that person. I think the appeal to this interview was that he does know her. So I didn't, I was just a little distracted. That's all.
Settlement negotiations.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
In this case, they're probably better not, they're not to be placed on the record today. Okay.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. You're not an attorney. I understand that. So if we can just backtrack and focus.
So the allegations, they'll go more in depth, more than likely in September. So right now, this is more like procedural, how they say. So they're working on the restraining order, they're working on the injunction, and kind of like the procedural items leading into the trial and what the trial is about and why he's seeking damages. So like she said, you started going into some more detail that really she wasn't ready to process because that's not really what they're taking for at this moment. And then she says, well, you're not an attorney and I get it. So you guys are following.
On your motion.
I get what you want.
Okay, thank you.
If he's allowed to sell his property that he has in LA and the properties that are in his name being used and held by other people in Michigan, then it will cause me harm because I can be tied directly to those properties through loans and through other areas of investment that I did when I was out there and while in prison through money that I've sent. And if he's allowed to go through with any of the sales, I won't be able to recoup any of my monies or anything from him as a result of any possible judgment in this action, if he's allowed to proceed with it. And an injunction or restraining order would help ensure that he's not manipulating and selling the property to avoid his responsibility in these matters here. That's what a temporary restraining order would do. It would prevent that from happening. Because it's a very serious matter. It involves a lot of money.
Okay, so I did get the paperwork on Red Martini. I did find it. You guys, I did it for y'all. I was going to talk about Red Martini first, but then I got this. So let's do this. Let's talk about CARESHA. I did get the documents regarding the Red Martini dispossessory eviction. This has been going on for a minute. These parties have been feuding. And it went to the Superior Court, and obviously the funny thing, I'm gonna just give you a spoiler alert on Red Martini. They filed a emergency motion to quash the dispossessory yesterday, but guess how that turned out? We need to look at the timestamp on that. That's one thing I didn't do. But they filed a motion to quash yesterday, but their stuff was already outside. Okay. But yeah, we can look into that. I've got it. I did get that information. I did also look up Beauty Mart. So I've got that too. So if you guys, let's do this in CARESHA, please, since we're already on this track. And so, I mean, maybe I've already laid out tomorrow's, we can talk about this tomorrow because I've got everything already. But yeah, it was pretty funny. It's not funny. But it was pretty, let's say, I mean, look, I got some different video. One of you guys sent me a link to another news story, and the interviews were hilarious. Okay. Let's just finish this up and then we'll get over to CARESHA and then we'll see if we can do some Red Martini before it's all said and done. Maybe we might have to go long tonight. Let's see.
Money, a lot of money. And him selling this would help him avoid his liability for these actions done upon me. And I was just hoping that I'd be able to get the restraining order to prevent that. There won't be any harm to him, any of the parties. There won't be any harm to him in any way. And if it's deemed that it's not justified, then he can go ahead and go through with the sale at the end of the case. But one has to be put in place to stop this from happening.
Okay, okay, so
Hi, Snake.
thank you very much.
Yes.
I know she's looking at this like, where in the hell and how did this
Hold
get?
on, I'm just looking back through your complaint.
Yes.
I would want to see the log of where Diddy came to visit you. He came to the jail, or he logged in on a Zoom to talk to you, like he did a virtual visit. Like, I would want to know, like, I would need to see a couple of things to know that that actually happened. What are you dancing for?
Okay. All right, I'm gonna check one more of your filings. So I'm gonna step off the bench for 2 seconds and I'll be right back, all right?
Yes, Judge Anzalone.
Thank you.
So he's wondering, so he's going to ask this guy down here if he is with Diddy.
You with the defense?
So he says you're with the defense.
No, sir.
Okay,
I'm having a hearing and they stopped the hearing so you could be heard.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're
Nice
welcome.
tie.
Okay, I'm going to
Thank
skip these minutes just so we can
Couldn't wear one. They don't give us
save our
ties.
time.
Thank you, sir. Is there anything else you wish to add?
I think she may have stepped away to fact check him. I mean, I'm sure that there are some things that she could fact check before she goes ahead and rules in his favor. So there had to be something.
First off, just thank you for giving me the hearing and thank you for setting a pretrial on this matter. Thank you, Your Honor. There were
You're
some
welcome.
other filings. There were some other filings that you should have gotten. I didn't know if that's one of the filings you could have been referring to.
So I received your complaint and all the attachments to it. And then I received this motion.
But he says that the grape happened in 1997. So when was that? That's a long time ago. So that's like 27 years ago, maybe. I want to know how old this guy is. So 27 years ago, how old was he? 20, maybe? If maybe he's 50. I mean, he could have been, he's obviously somewhere in his 20s. So I don't know, girl.
And I just wanted to take a moment to review back through the U.S. District Civil Docket and your complaint. So I did do that. That's all. And,
Yes.
okay. Anything else?
Everything that you're looking at.
So she said she wanted a minute to go back through the U.S. Civil Docket, the U.S. District Civil Docket. And I guess she did. And listen, you guys got to hear her.
I was
tied
kind
in
of together. Every part, as crazy as it seems, as outrageous as it seems, it all ties in. Every bit of it, every facet.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a proof of service showing that Mr. Combs was served on July 6th of 2000 and let me see, is that 24?
Yes, Your
Yep.
Honor.
Looks like it. 2024 return receipt requested was provided. So there is proper service. Mr. Combs has neither appeared nor responded to this request. So I'm going to grant your motion for a preliminary injunction temporary restraining order.
Can you believe it? This guy is a millionaire, and this guy sitting in the Michigan jail, in a Michigan prison, has gotten a injunction and a temporary restraining order. Can you believe it? But I mean, if he says that Diddy did show up, Diddy and one of Diddy's representatives, he's had 2 visits with them in the last 2 weeks. They're reaching out to him. He just got an injunction against something he said happened in 1997 from jail and filed it himself pro se and just got a win. Diddy has a injunction in Michigan that he is not able to, that is prohibiting him from operating some of his finances. Is this not crazy?
And order that the defendant and their agents are hereby enjoined temporarily for a period of 90 days from the sale, transfer, or exchange, trade, or transaction of title or deed to the property listed as the address and placed on the market by defendants for the amount of $70 million. And this property and estate
He
belonging
cannot.
to or connected to defendant Sean Combs shall cease and desist any and all.
If he has a buyer right now to buy his property, he cannot do it. Can you believe that? You see why I wanted you to look at. Is this not crazy?
Trades, transactions, or otherwise stop the process of any further actions on this property being continued, and this shall have.
That's what I'm thinking, Bible lady. There has to be when she stepped away for what, 3, 4, 5 minutes, she probably was checking to make sure. I mean, she's granting it. And there's another visit, there's another hearing in a month where he has to appear.
Immediate effect. I'm going to date this
Or,
August
his
7th
lawyer.
of 2024. And I am going to sign this.
No, I guess not.
And we are set for a pretrial date on Monday, September 9th of 2024 at 2:30 p.m. Is there
Your Honor?
anything else? Yes, sir.
Yes,
She
thank
called
you
the
so
lawyer.
much, Your Honor. First off, thank you very much, ma'am. The second thing is, under the summons rules and the court rules of service, Mr. Combs, the defendant, had 28 days after he was served by mail, 21 if it's regular process service. His 28th day was the August 3rd, and there was no answer on the default. And I understand that I have to motion verbally or in writing, whichever one you prefer however you prefer,
Hey,
to have
hey,
default
boo.
judgment entered. And today is literally the 28, 9, 30, 31, 32nd day, I believe. And I'd like to either preserve the issue of default judgment or judgment in my favor based on failure to answer,
Okay.
whichever Your Honor would like.
All right. Thank you.
Hold on a second. Let me let you see the lawyer. The lawyer down here who is not associated with this case, he is like, I guess I should have let you guys see because you got to see his reaction. He was looking down at his papers and then he like looks up like, oh shit. Hold on. Let me let you see a little bit. He's looking like you could see he was kind of like looking, doing his work. Like you can't really see very well, but he was like looking, doing his work. And he like looks up like, well, damn.
Answer.
Okay.
Whichever Your
You see
Honor
him
would
now
like.
paying attention?
All right. Thank you. Typically we require that. Ms. McGrain. Is
How
Ms.
would you spell
McGrain
her
in
name,
her-
Your Honor?
Oh, no, I'm hold on. I'm talking to my judicial attorney. Typically, we require the motion for the affidavit and motion for default be filed. So Ms. Adams, is Ms. McGrain in her office?
She is not. I'm going to go find her right now, Judge.
Okay.
I know,
Hold
I
on.
read that rule. I read the rule, Your Honor. MCR 2.603 governs that. And it said the party can do it in front of the trial court judge or
Yeah.
by mail. Whatever you want.
Okay. Hold on one second. Let me get that. Usually.
I'm gonna have to research his name a little bit and see if I can get some more information on like who this guy is and where they cross paths. He's saying somewhere in the late 90s. So maybe he knew Sonya. I don't know. But he's somewhere in the 90s. He cross-pollinated with Diddy, and Diddy's having to come to account on September 9th to the court. Okay, to answer some questions.
Can you hear her, Mr. Sala?
Miami
Mr.
lady is
Marching
calling
down the hallway.
a
She sounds like a
scam.
herd of cats.
He's happy. Look how happy he is, y'all. He's happy. He done got his judgment, girl.
All right.
Nesto needs to learn how to spell before he can actually win some sort of default judgment.
Okay.
Nesto
sir,
needs to learn how to
the
spell.
court rule that you're referring to, it's not a trial date, so I think I'm right. So you're gonna have to file the affidavit and request for default, okay?
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
And obviously you'll be able to file that before a pretrial date anyway, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so
All
the
right,
order
so-
was granted?
The order, your ex parte motion was granted, or your motion for a temporary restraining order was granted. I've signed it. And so we'll get that processed and back to you, and then you'll have to obviously serve that on the parties.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Can your order
All right.
say any, Your Honor, can you add on your order any Michigan representatives of him acting on his behalf for Michigan properties as well as part of that order? Or does your order cover everything?
You provided the order, so I'm going off.
Yes,
the
I did.
order
Yes,
you-
I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, so I'm going off the order you provided to me, and I've signed
Okay,
that order
that's-
already.
That's what I
Okay.
needed. Thank you. All right,
All
thank you,
right,
Your
thank
Honor.
you, Thank you, Mr. Cardello-Smith, and we'll make sure the writ's done, and we'll see you back in September. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. All right.
Thank you.
Wow, can you believe this? Okay, let's pivot. So, like I said, Caresha posted a video. So Revolt is premiering the season 2 of Caresha Please, and she had some things to say about her relationship with Diddy and her and JT and everything else. And so they're titling it Young Miami on her relationship with Diddy, JT fallout, and reclaiming her voice. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have anything against Caresha, but I think that it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that there's a lot that she can do to. We're going to hear what she has to say, but it's like, sis, you were in love with this dude who dragged you for a couple of years and you seem to be okay with it. Now you want to tell us about your voice and all of the things. And I know she's been a victim of domestic violence, but you wouldn't, you look, um, we're hearing about that now. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I'm just like, she, I guess we're going to see how much she comes out with about everything that she went through with this guy, but I don't think that I mean, she's reporting for work. She's back at Revolt even though Diddy has nothing to do with Revolt anymore. Um it's just kind of like, I see what you guys are saying, like, bye girl, all that. Yeah, it's giving. Okay.
We back with season 2 of Caresha Please, but this episode is a special edition. And I told myself that I wasn't gonna be strategic or try to find the
She
right.
told herself she wasn't going to be strategic, so you open up with dropping your tea. If you weren't going to be strategic, why not just go on with the show? I think it's very strategic to decide that you need to answer some questions because your boyfriend is getting dragged all over the globe and you appeared to be a willing participant, cohort, maybe some might even say concubine, you know, I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't even know what you call that. I don't consider her to be a girlfriend because he was dealing with her and everybody else, having babies, all kinds of stuff. And it's been alleged that she was a witness and maybe even participated in some of his shenanigans. So it's just like, okay, girl.
Words to say that I wanted to tell my truth, my story on my platform where I feel safe, and I'm ready to get into all the smoke.
Oh, okay. And then look at Saucy Santana, girl. It's like, come on, can y'all try to be professional for a minute? Y'all are not going to be in your 20s forever.
Clock
Look at
me, T.
this. I don't even know how old Saucy Santana is, but he needs to stop.
So,
Girl, it is like, it's Caresha, girl, please. Okay.
I have the one and only, my best friend, Saucy Santana.
I'm here. We get into all things Caresha. I want to call this episode Caresha Speaks.
Oh,
because I feel like you don't talk much. I feel like you let a lot of stuff just, roll over. You'll talk amongst me and you and amongst close ones, but I don't really feel like you address everything. And so today I want you to take this time to put everything on the floor, get it all out, because once you talk today, ain't nobody gonna hear from you till 2028, baby.
Thank you.
So I want you to take today and let everything out, get everything off your chest, and we're gonna get into it.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I would be careful what I say because people, whoever wants to drop your name on a lawsuit, girl.
So I want to get into mental health with you. I feel like I just want to check on, and I feel like everybody wants to know just these days, how are you? Just in general with life, your kids, family, and just with your career. Like, where are you at mentally?
I'm just all over the place.
Mhm.
I'm going through a lot, and some days I just be like, everybody go through this in their career and in life. I feel like in life, everybody go through something, whether it's a breakup.
Why do you think she's all over the place? Because she feels foolish because she dealt with this guy for so long and she didn't understand the optics of how bad she was looking. Is she going through it because she has messed up her career? Is she going through it? Like, why is she going through it? Like, at the end of the day, sis, you seemed real happy when you were showing up to the Met Gala and running around Miami and on the golf cart, down in and outside of his house, and people are going by on jet skis and boats, and you guys are riding around in the golf cart having a good time and standing by when he's collecting pocketbooks and phones and this, that, and the other thing before you go on yachts. Like, why are you going through it? Like, it didn't really seem like he was even your man. He was everybody's man.
A divorce, a death, just like whatever it is. And I feel like
Let
Because
it
the
out.
money
This is a
stopped.
safe space.
Because she was probably, you think because she was spending, she was getting the Bentley, she was getting all kinds of cash. She was his paid girlfriend, so maybe she was paid. She could be called an escort. I don't know. She was on the payroll, right? So interesting, right?
Space. This is your
Oh, you
space
sent
to
me
be
another kite.
vulnerable
Okay.
and just really, let out how you feel.
so mentally, like one minute I'm happy, one minute I'm sad, one minute I'm kind of like, fuck this shit. And then the next minute, I'm looking at my kids and I'm like, I ain't bring us this far to go backwards.
Yeah.
I think she has at least two. She has a daughter, and then she had a son. Maybe he's 3, something like that. Yeah, she has a couple of kids. JT is her partner from the City Girls.
I work hard. You get what I'm saying? Like, I put in a lot of time and effort in this shit. I did it when I was pregnant alone. And I feel like in life, you got to go through shit to get through shit. Like Usher said it, and I was like, wow, that's some real shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like in life, everybody is going through something. Whether it's a divorce, whether it's a death, whether it's they just lost their job, just anything. And that's what keeps
Saucy looks like he has about a C cup. What do you think?
me going, because I know that like life not perfect. And we gotta learn from our mistakes, and life is a lesson. And I feel like the people that I thought that would be in my corner, or that are like, when I was going through this shit, nobody called me, checked on me. Nobody called me to see how I was.
You probably were giving "don't fuck with me" vibes. And when people don't call and check on you, it's because they don't feel that there's space and opportunity to do so, either because that's what you want or that's how they feel. But you got to understand that when people don't check on you, it's because the energy is not there to do so. So sometimes you got to check yourself as to why people are not calling. If you're distant, why do people need to call you? But all of a sudden you mad because people don't call you? When you push people away because you have a weird ass boyfriend who does a lot of weird shit and people are afraid of, or people don't want to be associated with, who's reaching out?
Doing like people was really like, you thought.
Yeah. So when it comes to Diddy, why do you think that you are so heavily involved in everything. Like everything that comes out about him, like you said, it's automatically, well, what you think? Well,
I think this is a cleanup. I don't know why Revolt let her do this. I'm going to be honest. I think this was stupid. This question right here is bad because anywhere that she was present, that Diddy may or may have done something that someone's got a problem with, watch her name show up on the next lawsuit.
how you feel? What you got to say?
Because people feel like I was Diddy's biggest cheerleader and I made him my brand. And I feel like Diddy was on brand for me. I got with Diddy and brought him into my life. I had him at the office. I was still doing Richard Roulette in the split. All right on. Ari slapping my ass. I ain't never think I was bigger than the program. I was still on my City Girl shit. I was still doing remixes. Don't play with it.
I was Gucci Mane. First impression.
I was still working. City Girls was on tour with Jack Harlow. We had At Bad. You know, Diddy came to me with the song. Told JT, let's get on this record. Like I was still doing City Girl shit. I was heavily involved in the group. I never thought I was bigger than the program.
So with Diddy, what was your experience with dating him? Because I feel like in the headlines, it's a lot of just chaos and it's a lot of allegations. And so I think that's what makes people feel like, well, since you were so heavily involved, you were a part of these things or you were around these things. So what was your experience like, dating him?
Well, I met Diddy at pre-party.
I think that who is the person who said my man, my man, my man? My man, my man, my man that we all love, okay? Who is the one, who's the soundbite of my man, my man, my man? Real bad, okay? That's her.
And I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody trying to crucify me for it. Like you was his biggest advocate. You was his cheerleader, but I was just celebrating when the world was celebrating him.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I being crucified or why am I being separated?
Yeah.
When I was dating him, it was love, love, love. The frequency is high. We used to laugh because that's like him saying it's always, what's up, queen?
Yes.
So I just felt like I met him like in a whole new era and that wasn't my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I met him, it was just like, I told y'all on season 1, I even asked him like, why you fucking with me? Why you fucking with the city girl?
Yeah.
Why you coming into my room? Because I'm on some whole other shit. Like, you know my lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, when I got with him, he was just a man.
It's because the City Girls were popping. The City Girls became known on the Drake song and they were popular immediately. JT went to jail. They still stayed popular. And it was not that Diddy needed her, but him being associated with CARESHA brought him access to a younger generation because let's face it, Diddy is 50 years old, but he had access to a younger generation through CARESHA. So that's why he used her. Also, she, probably gets down the way he likes to get down. And why not? Right. But I think he used her for her youth and her network. And CARESHA would be trending and then Diddy would be trending. So he had access to a very specific age group of people. And through dealing with CARESHA, he wasn't just somebody that some 20-year-olds parents liked. He was also someone who was seen a certain type of way by 20-year-olds and not just someone that, their parents may have been listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Like it was more of like, okay, we ain't gonna do that. We gonna sit, we gonna communicate, we gonna get solutions. What's going on? Like we ain't even going that route. So
right, they have the same appetites.
So a lot of the things that people really like say about him, you didn't experience that as in dating. That's not something that you saw. So is that the reason why you never said?
I mean, why does he say dating? According to the records, they say that she was paid. She was some sort of like employee over there.
Is that the reason why when all of these allegations and lawsuits came apart, like why didn't you speak?
Because I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience. And I can't speak on something that I don't know. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person, and that wasn't my experience.
So with
That's not a defense. Um, why though? This is a revolt interview. Why did Saucy even ask her that type of a question? Why delve into the legalities, allegations, situations? Why not just talk about your relationship? And I guess it would be disingenuous to like not bring it up, sort of, kind of, but um this is only like a 30-minute interview and she's done way longer than this. Why bring that up, right? Or why keep that in the edit?
you
Like, to me, this does scream some sort of PR. Let's try to get a clean slate for you. People are not liking you. The word is bad, about what happened with you and JT and splitting up and all kinds of stuff like that. It's very much giving cleanup, but I don't know. I don't know if this interview is really going to do her any favors.
being, I feel like, a survivor of domestic violence.
Now she's
He
okay.
never hit you in a
Okay.
relationship. He was never violent. Was that something that you had to tolerate, or that wasn't a part of, because I feel like that's the biggest thing to him right now is, what he's going through in these lawsuits and, that video that came out. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people are wondering, was that your experience? And I know personally that you've been through domestic violence before, and I don't think that's something that you've grown from and that you don't tolerate.
I've been through domestic violence in 2 relationships. And I told myself, after the second relationship, I would never put myself in that situation again, especially now being I'm a mom. I was a mother then, but like having a daughter, like I would never put myself in that position. I don't stand for domestic violence. I'm just not going for that.
So do you feel like with dating Diddy, like, was it a business relationship? Do you feel like it was beneficial for you?
I feel like it was beneficial for both of us. I think that, like, I was able to come and be a brand ambassador for Deleon and take it to a whole nother level. Because I feel like, I won't say nobody wasn't drinking Deleon, but
Nobody wasn't drinking Deleon.
But when I came, it was just like, it's a city where summer we drinking Deleon, we acting bad. So I feel like I was the asset. I honestly just feel like with Diddy, like, I met him at a P party and I don't know what his intentions was, but I don't know if it was like business or he really liked me, but I felt like, when he got me, he really saw something in me. And that's why he was like, you know what? You got a big personality. Like you should do a podcast. Like you know how to engage in conversations. Like you know how to ask good questions. So I felt like, I came into his world and I was able to like turn everything he had going on up a notch. Like, he had.
So someone like Diddy, someone who has as much power and access as Diddy, says you should do a podcast, not you should have a TV show. I'm going to get you on this or that. I'm going to try to get you into movies. No, he tells you need to have a podcast, and she was impressed by that. Okay.
Deleon, I was able to.
And not to say there's anything wrong with a podcast. I'm just wondering, like, she's a recording artist, a popular recording artist, successful, making money, all of the things, but he's gearing you towards a podcast. And this is not really a podcast to me. I mean, obviously, CARESHA Please does read more like a TV show or like a, 1-hour interview program or whatever, but it's just kind of like, that's odd.
To how the whole world drinking Deleon, putting in his songs, like I made it popular,
Yeah.
And then with Revolt, I was able to come and make it the #1 podcast on Revolt.
Yeah.
So I felt like, and then with him, it was like he was able to, take my career to the next level. I did the Met Gala. I got ready with Vogue. Like I wasn't going into the relationship thinking like, I want to get a purse. I want to go on private jets. I want to get diamonds. Like I feel like I'm up under a mogul. I want to learn something, like I want to learn business. I want to learn how to, okay, you got a network. How can I get a network? Or, you had a Sean John. How can I get a network? Oh, okay.
Make
CARESHA Please the next Sean John. So I went into that relationship like on a like more of like I want to become.
She went in on like some Pretty Woman, okay?
A mogul, and I want to learn up under. Most people just want to get their body done. You want to get the trip. You want to just do that video. I wasn't one of them.
And that's what I respect about you, because even though you a city girl, meeting your best friend and knowing you very womanly. I always say that, and like just a grown woman. And so I even seen the elevation in your production, and your team, that you started hiring business managers.
Hello.
And I
You
feel
started
like,
hiring
I think that
business
I think that
managers.
like when you get around people, you see certain things. Like you able to like you should be able to learn something from somebody. And I felt like I was able to see like how should my business be operating. Like I should have a chief of staff.
yeah,
I should have a business manager. You know, I should have all of these things in place. And that's what I was learning. Like I took that more of like a learning experience as far as like trying to become a mogul. That's why I'm like, I'm a mogul. I'm a businesswoman. I'm not just a rapper. Like I'm bigger than rap.
so I'm ready to get into some smoke, because I feel like you popping it and you putting everything on the floor. So we really want to dig a little deeper into your Miami.
You ready for the smoke?
I'm ready for the smoke. Is you ready? So when it comes to, City Girls and JT, y'all was having an argument on Twitter. You felt like, she was making songs about you. She felt like you throwing a rock and hide in your hand. Where do y'all stand at today as City Girls and just as sisters, as friends?
She ain't all good and it's not all bad. Like we don't talk every day, but it's no beef on my end. I still look at her like as family, but it's not like we on the phone, we chatting every day or we checking in like, hey, she posting my shit, I'm posting her shit. It's not, I won't say we beefing, but it's not.
Do you feel like taking it to the internet, or do you feel like things that happen behind the scenes have went too far that it'll never be the same motherfucker the old days?
I feel like once we go to the internet, that's kind of like I'm the type of person, like, if we feel some type of way, we could hash this shit out behind closed doors. You could call my phone, we could text each other, we could cuss each other out. But like, once it goes to the internet, I feel like you're trying to get people to pick a side. Like, you putting people in our business to pick a side, and I don't fuck with that. Because I feel like we've been friends for so long that if we gonna go to the internet, we gotta air each other dirty laundry. Like, I'm gonna have to say some shit about you, you gonna have to say some shit about me, and people gonna have to pick a side. And if we real friends, we ain't going to the internet. I'm not going to the internet. And I felt like, I'm always the one that's going to let the narrative run and let people think they want to think and not clear nothing up. Cause it'll never be that serious to me. Like I'm cool. I ain't got to clear nothing up.
So how long behind the scenes do you feel like have things been rocky between y'all two?
I feel like it's been a minute. It's been a minute since shit ain't going on behind closed doors. Like, I just feel like.
So isn't this bringing it to the internet? If stuff's not good and stuff's not bad, but you two are still friends, and bringing it to the internet is kind of bad. Like, let's just say you fall out with someone and they want to bring it to Facebook and talk about it, or you guys are in a sorority or some type of situation and the friend brings it to that situation. Is this not that? Bringing it to, like, why are you discussing? I mean, I think there's a way to discuss her and JT's relationship as it pertains to the music. But this isn't this bringing this to the internet? Like, that's like, who advised these people of this interview? I think this was ill advised.
Like, we outgrew each other. I feel like she was in LA, I was in Miami. She was been working on her shit. I didn't know. And I just feel like every time we try to get together, it just didn't hit.
So do you feel like distance? You living in Miami, she living in LA.
Saucy's jumpsuit is giving me Miss Netta. Have you seen Miss Netta in that? There's a picture of Miss Netta in a denim jumpsuit.
Did that play a part in the wedge of y'all two?
I don't know.
Did y'all go to the studio together? How was recording? Because y'all last album didn't do well, and I feel like even in interviews, y'all weren't in sync, and it didn't look like something that just happened. It looked like something that's been occurring.
Yeah. I just felt like when we got together, it just wasn't hitting. I just felt like we was in two different headspaces. Like, the way we dressed was different. Like, I'm more of I wear a.
If you saw JT's interview on Angie Martinez, I'll find it and share it on my community post. That was a really good interview. I feel like that was a great look for JT. And it was all about JT. And she didn't really talk much about CARESHA, and whatever she said about CARESHA, I don't remember it being low or a jab or anything too personal for people who are really, really friends. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, we've had some bumps in the road, or maybe our friendship isn't where it used to be, or things like that. But that was a really good interview. If any of you saw that, the JT interview with Andrew Martinez, that was good. You guys are laughing at the Miss Netta jumpsuit. Yes. Okay. Um, she doesn't know how to. I think Carisha is one of these women who does not know how to talk to people and doesn't really know how to. Maybe she's not really good at articulating herself well, and she's got a lot of attitude. You know what I mean? She might need to stop trying to be Young Miami and just be Carisha. Like, sis, relax, pump your brakes, relax. Like, you don't have to be on. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe show up to something without the wig. I don't know. Like, relax a little bit. You know what I mean? If you feel like this is showing people the real, I don't believe that. You know what I mean? Um, and if this is the persona that you want to give, then that's fine. But like, take 2 breaths or something. You know what I
It's
mean?
hard.
Like,
JT
stop
want to
trying
wear
to be
something covered. So
so.
I just felt like whenever we tried to get together, it just didn't connect. Like, we'll be on tour. She got her own dressing room. I got my own dressing room. She riding with her own glam team. I'm riding with my own glam team. When we get on the stage and we do our routine, that was probably like the only interaction we had at the time when we was on tour together. So I don't really know like what was the moment that separated us, but I just felt like it became a time where like when we was getting together, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, ain't no money in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to the studio together. I'm doing a feature. People calling for the City Girls. You know, it's either me or it's you. It just wasn't connecting no more. And I just felt like that's what really made me like start my own brand. Like, I got to do something because I'm in this group. The group ain't making no money. We not working. So it just became a point where we was just like on 2 different pages. Yeah. And I felt like whenever we just.
So, do you hear that? So maybe to her relationships are very transactional. She's, JT initially how they got together, JT was rapping and she got Carisha rapping with her, right? I think Carisha was working in the strip club, right? Maybe they were both working in the strip club. At the end of the day, um, just like she talks about her relationship with Diddy, did you hear anything about I really loved him? We had a really nice relationship. He made me feel feel a way. He romanced me. He took me on vacations. Yes, we did a lot of business, but yes, there was definitely a relationship there. He was my older guy, whatever. He showed me some things. Her talking about JT, it's on some, we weren't going to the studio, we weren't doing this, we weren't vibing, we're not making any money. Da, 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 da. So now it's no friendship. So it just sounds like things with Carisha are about the money and she is transactional. She wants to do business. She wants to get paid. And if it's not about some dollars, then it don't make sense. So she's not really with it. If she's doing business with you, maybe everything with her is business outside the kids. I don't know. But she just sounds like to be the type of woman that things are very transactional and it has to make dollars and it have to make sense. If it doesn't make dollars, then it don't make sense to keep up with it. So that's how she's sounding like someone who's very jaded by money. And if you're not about any type of money or some sort of asset or some sort of advancement or some sort of transactional, I'm going to get something out of this, she's not doing it. Or she's not
A
feeling it.
video shoot, just anything, like it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, you know what, I gotta like figure something out because I do got kids. And that's what really made me start doing like rich roulette and getting into my merch and things like that, because I just felt like the group just wasn't hitting no more.
Basically, right now, today, it's not bad, it's not good, but do you still feel like you would consider JT a sister?
Yeah, I feel like we grew up together. I feel like I'm gonna always look at her as family, but again, like I'm not gonna sit here and just like do that strategic question. How are you? Yeah, that's my sister. We go, no, shit ain't all good, but it's not all bad neither.
Yeah.
And I just want to move forward from there. I don't want to have to keep answering that question. It's just what it is. It's nothing going on. We not in the group no more. She went her own way, I went my own way, and that's just what we had.
Okay, period.
And I want to answer it no more, so don't ask me.
Oops.
All right.
Rude. do you speak? I mean, what's the like that's not really a great answer to the question. Like if you want to be all open and honest, do you guys speak? You say you don't talk every day. It sounds like y'all don't talk at all.
Yeah.
You know what? She's that type of friend that if she's got something going on and you're along for the ride with her. If I had a friend who wanted me to interview them and you shut me down like that, and I'm helping your ass on your platform to try to dig yourself out of some mess, and you strike me down like that, it'll be the last.
So let's get into some tweaks.
Mm.
So there was a time where JT was arguing with Cardi.
Why are you asking? So she said, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Why now the first follow-up question is again, so I would think that JT is over. Now you're going to move on to like, okay, this is about Caresha and what I'm doing, what I got going on. Now this is the Caresha, you don't have nothing going on, sis. So all of your clout is as it pertains to you and other people. What am I hearing about Caresha?
And they was going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. And you woke up and said, I was asleep.
I said I just woke up.
I just woke up. And
I
once
don't
you
know.
woke up,
Did I say I was asleep or I just woke
you
up?
said I just woke up.
Mm-hmm.
And after you just woke up, there were no more following tweets.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people feel like you should have jumped in and defended JT, that being your City Girl group member, that being your homegirl, like, and you was on mute.
Mm-hmm.
So elaborate.
Let me tell you something, Santana. And you might, I'm never on mute. Ain't no bitch don't come mute me because I'm gonna get out there win draw. What it is, a win, lose, draw. Thank you.
Thank you.
But you got to show me what you got. I'm one of them hoes. You gonna have to put me down. And I'm still gonna pop my shit.
Mm-hmm.
I never not came to JT defense ever. She was arguing with Agent all, and I told Agent all, hey, bitch, meet me in Brooklyn. You know,
I remember that.
like, I would never not come to her defense.
Mm-hmm.
Just as us being a group, just as us fuck being a group, just her being my motherfucking bitch. One fight, we all fight. That's how I was raised, bitch. One swing, y'all all swing. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like I was asleep. I literally was sleeping when I woke up. I see like training and I'm seeing all these tweets. And when I caught up on it, like once I really got caught up on the tweets and I was like reading the context of the tweets, I'm like, they arguing about Super Freaky Girl remix. Bitch, I got left off for Bad Bougie. Bitch, the queen they call me. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't get caught up on the tweets and I see they arguing about the remix or whatever. And I'm like, the queen ain't calling me, and I ain't know nothing about the remix. You know what I'm saying? Like when she dropped the single cover art, the official single cover art for the remix,
and they had all the cities,
and it was like Boston, Chicago, Miami. I'm thinking it's like Trina or somebody, bitch. I'm trying to play the game with the fans. Like, bitch, who it is from Miami? You know, the song was never mentioned to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was never called for the song. I was never given a heads up, like, hey, I got a song coming out with Nicki or nothing. I never knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
So when that situation came on Twitter and they was arguing about the song, it's like, why insert myself? You know what I'm saying? Like that situation had absolutely nothing to do with me. Bitch, I got left off of Bad Bougie. I didn't even know nothing about the motherfucking song.
Uh-huh.
So I just felt like, that was between JT and Cardi.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's respectable. So my last question for the smoke. Are you still dating Puff Daddy?
I'm not. I said I was gonna tell my truth. I think that it really, really, really hurt me because I just feel like, Puff was a really, really good person to me. I feel like he came and he helped me and, he elevated me. And
he helped me, he elevated me. Are you still dating him? It does not sound like it was not a dating relationship. He paid you, you offered arm candy, and he gave you some access to some things that you wanted to know about and wanted to experience and wanted to expand your brand. He helped me, he dated me is not, he helped me, he did this, that, and the third is not what you say about a dating relationship.
He saw a lot of things in me. And I feel like that's like one of his specialties. Like, he know how to like find people and, identify their talent. And he was able to.
What does that have to do with dating?
See more than music in me. And I felt like he brought out another side of me. Like he brought out like my jitsu side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my woman side. Like it was like a lot of things that I didn't see in me that he brought out of me. Like, baby girl,
because you're so busy trying to get a check. Sis, you busy trying to get a check. That's what we know about you. I'm sorry. You busy trying to get a check.
For the music. You are an icon. You a motherfucking mogul.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, put God first. Make sure you keep God with everything that you do. But I just felt like when all of these things came out, I just needed to take a break and focus on what's important. That was just me and my career and my family, and just, you know, let him navigate and figure
Be a mother and spend some time with your children, maybe. Maybe
it out in his
it was.
own, because I can't get caught up in it.
Although he was so great to you and you didn't experience that, you still feel like just with everything that's transpiring, in order for you to soar or to keep elevating, you need to disassociate yourself.
It's not in order for me to keep soaring or, you know, to elevate myself. I just feel like, although that wasn't my experience, and he was such a good person to me, and that's what people don't understand about like me and Puff relationship. They was just like, you was so loud and you made him a part of your brand, and you know, like you just thought that you had something, and it wasn't that. Because I think the same thing with him. Like, he didn't expect to fall in love with me, because we did end up falling in love with each other. And I just feel like, you know, it's just everything.
He thinks that they had fallen in love with each other. Didn't he have the little baby? Sis, come on now. What are you talking about? He wasn't in love with you. Girl, you were on the payroll along with the other lady he was doing it with, and he had a baby with her on you. Didn't she even not know that that lady was pregnant until the baby came around? Like, come on, sis. What? It's sad.
Everything
Sis
that's
doesn't
going on, like,
know.
I don't want to get caught up in that.
She's
And
too
I just
old
need
to
a
not
moment to
know.
just
Ma'am, you were
pour into
you
me.
were
Yeah.
she might have been some high paid help, like as quiet as it's kept.
I can see that. And I just want to take a moment to give you your
He would walk with her like she was more like a protege. She might have been a date. They may have been on a date, and we knew that they were fooling around, but he never sported her around like a actual girlfriend. I don't think so.
flowers for being so strong. And I've been through, I feel like a lot of stuff behind the scenes with you, with just going through everything and just
Hey
seeing
KK, hey boo boo.
how like everybody really like just turned on you, and just how you've been so strong, even like for your kids.
Is he crying? Oh my God. Sir, stop. You see how people romanticize these ideas in their head? And you know what the crying is from? Because you know that what you're talking about, you feel deeply about, but it's not real. That's what makes people cry. Like when you have these fantasies in your mind and you romanticize something that is absolutely fake, phony baloney, and then you talk about it as if it's real, the people, they get like tears in their eyes and stuff about some bullshit, and they don't really realize how stupid they sound. Like, are you kidding? And this man is crying about what she had going on that wasn't even real. Are you kidding me?
For yourself,
Boy, stop.
being a woman, making the right decisions.
Yeah, I think that, well, I just want to say thank you. Because if it wasn't for you, I don't know what the fuck I would be. I probably would be somewhere like I probably would turn into a motherfucking pill popping animal, putting myself to sleep. Because this was like pain that I never felt. And the people that I thought would be here for me turned this into like an aha moment.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it just was like,
Well, it's an aha moment, not aha, like not aha, but more like, uh-huh. More like, uh-huh. Like, sis, we've been telling you. We told you he wasn't any good. We told you to leave him alone. We told you that this was going to turn out. We told you that your name was going to end up being on court papers. Like, we told you, like, uh-huh. Like, leave him alone. Don't waste your time.
nobody called to check on me. Nobody called to see like how I was feeling. Like, it was really like how I'm like, oh my God, bitch, you thought that you had this nigga. You thought that you was going up, and I didn't think anything. I got with a nigga and I did what I was supposed to do. And the nigga was doing what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I get with this nigga and just go to Chanel? You get what I'm saying? Like, I was able to get a podcast, and I still got my podcast with or without him.
Yeah.
That's somebody putting you in position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you selling
This man is sitting here crying and messing up his little makeup. And all she really and truly, this is all she, I mean, Caresha, I don't think this interview is going to save you. I think actually this is going to have some people who've crossed paths with you thinking about how they can loop you into the next situation that he gets involved in, because it sounds very transactional for you. It sounds very much like you were along for the ride. It does not sound like dating at all. And it just seems like you were on a one-on-one version of like The Apprentice, and he was mentoring you, and he was Chris, I don't want to say Chris Jenner, but he was giving you advice and maybe even like de facto manager in a way. Um, and the fact that maybe she just wanted also a regular job because she does have kids. Um, that you think that this is a big come up for you. You could have, like many people, you could have gotten a microphone. You might not have been sitting on these couches. You may not, you may, or I mean, you may have done it in your own living room. Who knows? But at the end of the day, there was nothing stopping you, just like she used to go live on Instagram and have 20,000 people in her lives, because her lives on Instagram would be popping. At the end of the day, you could have been doing this in your own house. For you to think that it was Diddy just because you are sitting here on the Revolt platform, that you couldn't have done this and got all the money yourself sitting on YouTube, is silly. He's got you thinking that you had to do all of this just to do what you're doing right now. It may not have looked exactly the same, unless you wanted to make that type of investment. But a podcast is you sitting with a microphone and hitting that go live, or filming and posting it up. And you said you had a business manager and a team. You didn't need Revolt for that. You didn't need him for that. You already had a following. Like, it's funny how sometimes people don't think that what they can get through someone else that they don't already have on their own, or can't do it on their own. That's
yourself.
crazy, right?
I think that a lot of times people
She's
count
giving
you out
him,
or count
this is what I'm trying to say. She's giving him so much credit. Do you hear this? Isn't it sad that she got her not notoriety on, with her JT. They did that themselves, right? She's giving him so
for
much
sure.
credit to make it seem like she couldn't be doing what she's doing right now without him.
And just
It's
even
crazy.
seeing how you carry yourself in the morning. Wake up, say, hold on, I'm on the phone with my business manager. I'm having a business meeting. I'm on a Zoom. I'm talking to my lawyers. Even watching, you turn our lives into our Instagram lives into this.
Right.
That motivate me. And just even being behind the scenes, you pay for your own studio. You still working. You pay for so much stuff that's even for your brand and stuff out of pocket, watching you invest in your business.
Yeah, that's something that I take pride into. It's like I want to bet on myself because I feel like everybody always count me out. And I feel like this whole time I've been an underdog.
Yeah.
Like if I live, like people was like, y'all tried to tell me I couldn't rap.
And look, what I've accomplished.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I love betting on myself because it's like I love betting on myself because I believe in myself. It's just like you said, like I've been.
No, I'm not saying that she didn't benefit from being with Diddy and that he was not an asset to her, but where she is right now. Okay, so things like Met Gala, things of that nature, maybe some of the access to a different level of celebrity, a different level of notoriety came from her association with Diddy, but also some of the things that she's done, she didn't necessarily need him for. I'm just saying. So, she could have done some of the things that she did without him. And a lot of the mess that she's going to have to get herself out of are absolutely because of him. Her name is, she's going to be associated with Diddy for a very long time.
And investing in myself in the last year.
Yeah.
I've been trying to build a team, trying to find managers, trying to find,
Oh, baby, you higher and fire.
oh my God, because it's just like, I know my potential.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like I got an empire to build.
Yeah.
And I'm going to invest every dollar, every penny that I got into myself. So I do pay for my own studio, and I'm not able to release music right now. It's because it's like, when I try to turn my music in, it's just like, we don't see no growth in your music. Or, you know, you're not elevating it. You know, like the fans that y'all had 6 years ago, they grown now. And it's just like, when it comes to, I feel like Young Miami as an artist, that's the music I make. I make fun music. You know what it is, Santana? I feel like I lost my personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the reason why I lost my personality is because everything is so literal. Like,
Yes.
we can just be at the pool just talking something, and the next day you wake up and it's a headline, and it just goes so deep. And that's something that it's just like, I feel like I lost myself. Because, you know, normally I used to be on live all day, Santana. We'll be riding around the car with juicy crabs anywhere we on live. You know, now I'm scared to pop up my live. Like, that's like the other day we had the pool. I'm like, Santana, I'm going to turn off my live. Because I feel like people build you up to break you down. So the reason why people fell in love with me is just like, now it's just like, oh, you so ignorant. You so this. And
She's too worried about that comment section. Let me tell you something. The comment section will get you every time. Like, at the end of the day, if you care too much about what people have to say about you or to you, it's going to make you feel some type of way. It's going to make you feel that you have to second guess everything you do or don't do. You have to take your fans and supporters and people that are there for you as your fans and supporters, people who are there for you, people who like your music, people who like your gift or whatever the case might be. And that's it. If you are so worried about being liked all the time, you're not it's gonna fuck with you. And this is someone who separated herself from her audience to be with Diddy. And I think she's just not sure of herself, because if she's making music and her record label doesn't want to put the music out, they're the feedback that she's telling us that they gave her is that there's no growth with your music, your audience is older, then they're not feeling what you're putting out. But maybe she feels too comfortable doing what she was doing, and she doesn't want to experiment anymore. She doesn't want to go with what the new times are. I have no idea. I don't know what to say about I don't know how to critique her music, but at the end of the day, I think that she sounds like someone who really is bothered by her fans and her supporters. She doesn't want to
I
hear
just
the
feel like I don't have
feedback from
personality no
people.
more, and it just really hurts.
I think that always
She's sitting up
remember
here crying.
your personality is what got you here. People fell in love with you as a person, and then they fell in love with the music. Because to everybody initially, you couldn't rap. What they say, I used to sound like
What, chipmunks?
yeah, they say I sound like chipmunks. It was always this, it was always that. And then next thing you know, people was rapping you word for word. And you got so many Bible slangs in
Oh my God.
everything
I
you
want to
do.
start a dictionary.
Yes.
Like CARESHA dictionary, because it's always a new word.
It's always a new word. Everything you do sell, but you stole candles off of 11. Like it's like I just watch, and I always be so proud because I'm like, bitch, wherever she touched her to gold. So it's just like, you know, I'm like,
Well,
I just
we
want
know
you to
who her
always
biggest fan is. I
keep
mean,
that
look,
and keep
obviously
stay
he
grounded in that
supports her.
and know that it's not all it's ink.
I just really, really, like when you asked me earlier, like, how was my mental? I just really hate that I lost my personality. And that's on me telling you, like, Santana, I don't want to dance no more, and dance to make me happy. I'm like, I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to dance no more. It's just, you know, reading comments, and it really take away from, like, you know, like you get in your head. Like, you start overthinking everything. Like, you can have a hit, but it's like, I'm overthinking it. I'm feeling like, bitch, me popping up my motherfucking phone no more. That's just me being me. I'm thinking too deep into it, because the internet is just this whole new world of, like, everything you do is wrong.
Yeah.
And that shit will really break you down as a person when it's like you reading all of these negative things, and it's like taking up, you know, majority of your day. Like, you just reading like, you should give up, but you ain't shit. You gonna start thinking like, damn, should I give up?
Yeah.
If I ain't shit? And it don't feel good. But when you go outside and you feel that love, you just be like,
Mm-hmm.
bitch, you gotta keep going.
One person I love, K. Michelle, that's one of my favorite people, an artist, and just as a person, she came to me the other day. She was like, "Tell Caresha we love her."
Yeah, she did me.
She told me, she said, tell her we love her. She was like, and this is what happened to superstars. She said, everybody go up and you have a time where shit happens. She said, and you shoot right back up. And so I'm just so excited for the comeback. And that just leads me into what's next for Young Miami, what's next for this Yams era. You know what I'm saying? What's coming in the future?
I've been in the studio working.
Mm.
And I have like a project that's ready. I have a single that's ready. And what's next for me is season 2 of CARESHA Please.
Oh, that's why y'all ain't start down hard.
We got season 2.
I want to see Santana stand up. That's what I want to see. I want to see Saucy Santana stand up, and I want to see that full jumpsuit. That's what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up, please. Show us your
Okay.
outfit. Can you do an
We got
OOTD?
Risha Reloaded.
Oh, part 2.
We got part 2 of Risha Reloaded.
Okay, another round of applause. Girl, I know Risha Roulette by heart, so that is very exciting.
Part 2 is way more crazy.
That is Risha.
Just make sure the person to your right or the person to your left is somebody that you might want to do a little, have some fun with.
So do we got a Risha Reloaded?
And this one, I know people love money, so you can make you a couple of dollars off of this game.
So do we have something we can sample?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's bring that out, babe. Let's bring that out. Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, she has a little kind of a icebreaker type of. It's not a board game, but it's got like a little prompt card type game, and so I guess they've come out with part 2. Like she really put it together. But let's see.
My
Okay.
first sample. It is a sample, but this is part 2 of the game.
Okay, so this is the new look. It's blue. This is cute.
It's blue, pink. It's blue, pink, and white. So this is part 2 of the game. It's called Risha Reloaded. They got a new look. I decided to make it unisex.
Mm-hmm.
So I added a blue twist, black, and you could get a little few up and coins.
Okay.
Because either you want I'm a dare you, or you gotta pay me.
Oh. So I got these cards right here. Are these dare only cards? These shot cards?
We gonna do the shots. So I don't know if you got your coin.
Okay, I keep a coin.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Rebo. No bars. So so I'm gonna pull the first one.
Oh my God, I'm telling the truth, enough but the truth. So help me God.
I swear to God, Saucy Santana's about a C cup.
I'm scared.
I'm not saying shit to sell this thing. Come on.
Take a shot. Story time. Tell us a time you went somewhere or popped up knowing your ass wasn't invited, or take a shot.
I ain't necessarily my business.
I tell man.
I'm gonna take my shot.
You know what? It got me thinking though. I was like, tell a time you know your ass was not invited. I would have to go way back for that because I've learned my lesson on some showing up places I wasn't invited. But interesting. Okay. I'm not mad at that question. It had me thinking because I was like, girl, I'm gonna have to go way back, but I might be able to think of a time or two.
Okay, give me.
Bro, the jacket a little too tight.
Come on, girl, the pants too tight.
Pretty sure I'm not on that. Girl, just give me a couple. You keep a couple.
Who picked these cards? Cute. This one she truly is. Sometimes you don't need everything in this.
What?
Take a shot if you ever purchase a fake designer item, or
let me see the card. Let me see the card. Not a shit.
You already know he did that. Before it was Saucy Santana and it was just Saucy.
A fake designer item or purchase a fake designer.
Take a double shot.
This is off the runway now. This is off the runway. That was so long ago. Very much given 2018.
You know what? I'm done with you that. The last time.
Oh no, see, that's all I'm saying. I need to see what's going on.
They say take a shot if you ever had to fuck your way out of a situation.
Wow. Wow. My
Oh my
Lord.
God.
Okay.
So for real. And that's a wrap.
Who's getting their Risha Reloaded cards for their next girls' night party? Baby, I would never. If we got to start to resort to games like that, no, I'm that's one of those gonna be like, I am too old to go with my good go out bad like that with all my business in the streets. Hell no. I'm tired of hearing that. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay, guys. You guys asked about the red martini. Let me see. I don't think I saved everything. Hold on. I pulled up some of it. Um, but let me show you one thing tonight. Let me show you something. Anyone who doesn't know about the red martini, let me get these two off the screen. Hold on. I mean, honestly, I think you guys. So there was some dispute about there was a there was a dispute. There was some back payment of some rent. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me find these people. There was a last payment. So it's like let me pull this up. So the company is called PTAV or PTAV Inc., doing business as Red Martini versus Ralph and Rita Venturi LLC. Um, the interesting thing to me was the last thing, because by the time that this was being filed yesterday, let me get by the document. Hold on, I think I have it in the emergency motion to quash. Hold on. I have it in my bin. I haven't had a chance to read through everything. Let me just buy all of this. Hold on. I put all these documents in my basket because I wasn't planning on talking about. I was kind of thinking about talking about Red Martini tonight, but then I was just like, we'll go with this Diddy stuff. Just a second. So I haven't had a chance to read through the whole thing to give you my opinion on what they were talking about. But the main thing was the motion to quash, which I thought was funny because it basically, let's see, this one right here. Hold on, let me pull this up. Uh, okay, just a second. Okay. So basically they were trying to stop. What time was this stamped in? Guys, by the time this was stamped in yesterday, everything was already on the streets. Hold on. Let me show you. Look at the stamp. Make this big. Hold on. Look at the stamp. So this is yesterday at 4:49 p.m. If you guys, so you guys remember the Red Martini. The Red Martini was the little hangout spot that Madison and Sonia hung out at, and it's also the location where Judge Christina Peterson got her behind arrested and went for her nice long ride around Atlanta for multiple hours. So you see the related case numbers with the Red Martini. These are the case numbers involved. I haven't had a chance to read through most of this. I was reading this. This was the petitioner's emergency motion to stay eviction and quash writ of possession. But as we know, yesterday, it was virtually mayhem on the streets of Atlanta yesterday because people were basically helping themselves to any and everything that they could that was laid out on the streets of the possessions of the red martini. Let me see if I can find. I thought I sent myself this video. You guys, oh, let me find this video. There were some interviews on the streets. They were so funny. I don't think I have them pulled up. But yeah, by the time this motion was filed yesterday, it was already done. So the writ stated on its face incorrectly because the dispossessory application was denied on May 9th and the supersedes was no longer in place. This was incorrect. The supersedis remained in place until the remitter was filed on June 10th. So basically, they're just look, everything that I've seen so far basically has gone in the direction of Ralph and Rita Venturi, and basically they were evicted flat out, and the eviction was done yesterday. They tried a last ditch effort to stop the eviction, but by the time that this was e-filed, I'm sure they'd already seen the shenanigans on the streets and all of their inventory, their liquor, all of the contents of the nightclub being picked up by the people of the city of Atlanta in Buckhead. So at the end of the day, this was a little bit too little, too late, because again, by the time this was filed, it was over. It was over. People were helping themselves to everything. If I could find the video I was looking at earlier, I wish I could. I don't have it pulled up. I have to, let me see if I can find it. I think it was. Oh. All right, let me see if I can find this guy's really quick. If not, I'm gonna let y'all go and then we can look at it tomorrow. But I feel like it's basically over. I don't know what the scene looks like now, but I'm quite sure they've cleared the parking lots and gotten all of that stuff. That means we discussed how I feel about those jellyfish. I'm pissed. You just had to change your name and not say anything when the water was calm. Who are you talking about, Caresha? Girl, she went to bed. She has tennis in the morning. She does. She does. Isn't that funny? She's so good. It went from, let me just say this. She went from like, I don't know, the fact that she's like, it really hit me today. I'm like, you're 13, ma'am. I remember like what I was doing when I was 13, and like, where I lived in New Jersey, I mean, 13, I was like in 8th grade. My parents would let me take the bus down to like our downtown Englewood, like my little town. And I could take the bus on my corner, walk down the street, take the bus, meet my friend at a diner. We would sometimes go have like hamburger and fries, have a milkshake, whatever, whatever. We would meet for lunch. Okay. And we would just shop the stores, and then I'll call my mom. She'll come pick us up. She'll run my friend home, or her mom would come pick us up, run me, back to my house, or, we would sleep over, things like that. By the following year, I mean, I used to go into the city. I probably started going into New York City. I could have been 14 years old. I mean, I don't know. And New York was not, it was in 1984. It wasn't considered super safe, but I'm saying that to say that like it just hit me like she's 13, and she'll be in 8th grade. She's starting in a few weeks, and she's a big girl now. So she's a big girl. She's not grown by any means. She's still our baby because we still call her the baby. But she's definitely a big girl and she's very smart and she's able to help mommy and she likes doing social media with me. She likes helping me out and she's been a very good little assistant this summer. And if she wants to continue on, she's going to be able to. So I'm happy to have her help me, check the mail, check my email, flag things I need to get back to, help me release comments and all of those things. It's been really, really, it's really been a good experience. And then I set up another desk. So we're here. We have kind of like a workout room in there's a room in off from the living room and we have it set up so it's like half workout. It used to be the homeschool room. So we have two desks in here now. I got her a desk like a couple months ago, and she got a new computer for her birthday. And she's got all her little stuff, and she has her desk set up. She even made some art to put on her desk. So she's like all set up, like she works with mom. So she's officially like my little assistant. She's very sweet, and she does, I'm trying to get her into things slowly. So, you know, aw. He booked me at a spa regularly. Oh, that's sweet. I have my So let's talk about something else real quick and we'll get into it tomorrow. So today, if you guys listen to the Wade calls, I know some of you guys are freaked out by Wade and some of you find him scary and all of that stuff and I get it cuz he is. So I respect that and I think he knows he's a bad dude. Anyway, he was talking to the girl Kristen from the kiosk, right? The girl who friended him. He ended up talking to her. It seems like that was their first phone call and they hit it off, right? So you heard him talk about, and this is early on, right? Because he's saying he had just gotten, he'd been moved to another part of the jail. So it seems like this is still probably 2019 or maybe 2020. I'm not sure. I need to listen to it again just to get a time frame. I think one of the things is that the calls are not necessarily dated that phone calls from prison got. Um, but did you hear him talk about the spa? You know how he likes to say that he owned stuff with Mila, which we know is not necessarily the truth. I'm going to look up and see if I can see anything about that, but I don't know that he was on her business. And considering he was only out of jail for 5 days, he had just finished doing a 5-year prison bid, right? He was, they'd only been together for 6 months. Um, he liked to try to say that he was a part owner of the spa, and he said that they were running an escort business. Like he's so reckless on that phone. So he said that they were running an escort business. And I told you guys yesterday when we talked about Wade that fast forward to 2023 last year, if you didn't watch it, go, check it out if you're interested in Wade Wilson, is that in 2023 he got involved in a drug trafficking situation out of the jail. There's another woman that he was talking to named Bonnie, and it's all very much detailed. I posted the documents in my Patreon. It's like a free for all post. It's not public, so you have to register as a member. You can do free membership. It's visible now, but I'll probably make it not visible by Sunday. It'll be just a paid member post. Right now it's available. But you can read the narrative of um the sting operation, how they were able to identify what was happening, how the drugs were going to be coming in, and how they seized the drugs and all of the things. So I posted that and we talked about it yesterday. But in those motions, so the case is still going on, even though he obviously has the two murder cases. He has other cases going because since he's been in jail, he's been involved in some other things, one of which is this drug trafficking thing. And one of the allegations is that Mila was running a escort service through the spa and also a drug trafficking operation. And some of the people who were bringing him drugs to the jail were people who were part of the drug trafficking operation out of the spa. Right. So he's trying to, I'm not saying he's just trying to drag Mila down. And I'm not saying that that is not accurate information. It very well may be true. But hearing the call with Kristen today and how he just so easily mentioned, oh yeah, we were running like an escort business through the spa. He talks about that even up until 2023, that he's still throwing, I don't want to say Mila under the bus, but he's still including Mila into his nefarious behavior as if she's not in any trouble on her own. Because you know that she had a, again, if you were watching yesterday, she had a DWI in early 2024, where she ran into a police vehicle that was transporting a inmate, and she ended up in Lee County Jail as well, after this DUI, and she's been in her share of trouble as well. So these people are very interesting. He just runs his mouth. So yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll do a Wade reaction. I know I've said we will. We just hadn't gotten to it yet because I think sometimes those calls are really heavy, and he's so like the way he just throws stuff like out there is just kind of like, oh my god. Um, Mila has the complexion for protection. What do you mean? Like she's very fair skinned. She needs sunblock or something. Um, okay, so watch yesterday. Yeah, watch my live from yesterday. It was very interesting. We talked about many things. I have it chaptered out, so you can just go right to Wade. It goes Shirley, Wade, Mila. Wade and Mila were pretty much like the two biggest chapters. So check out yesterday. Check out yesterday's episode. We talked about that. I showed the some of those documents. We talked about Mila's drunk driving, all of those things. And if you hit my Patreon, you want to look at them for yourself. But I showed you guys everything yesterday, so get into it. Anyway, guys, get caught up. I will see you guys later. I'm gonna get ready to go to bed. It's already 11 o'clock. And I didn't sleep well last night. We had a very bad rainstorm. Debbie came through. And if you guys heard me earlier today, I was on Love Lies and Lace Fronts, and the damn emergency alerts kept coming through. We had flood warnings pretty much all day. We didn't have power for like 6-7 hours last night. The power, I think, went out like around 2 o'clock in the morning. I think it came back around 9 o'clock in the morning. We were asleep. The way we knew that so power went out, and I think Farrah got spooked. My husband got up, he went and got her, and she came in the room with us. And then when the lights came back on, our power was restored. Let me put it like that. Our bedroom light, like kind of, it's a remote thing and turns on automatically. So when the power was restored, the light just like turned on in our bedroom, and it was like, oh, power's back. And my box next to my bed, my Alexa thing, it said 10:30, and I was like, what? Oh my god, can you believe how late we slept because no power or whatever? But it turned out it was actually just maybe like 8:56 or something. So I had to get myself situated, and then I went live on Love Lies and Lace Fronts. So anyway, but yeah, I don't think I slept amazing. And then I kind of felt like I wanted to go back to sleep earlier today, but we ended up going to Sam's and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And then I was trying to do research to get myself like mentally prepared to do this tonight. And I was kind of on another track. And then our good sis Kay messaged me about the stuff that was going on with Diddy. And I was researching that. And then I saw CARESHA dropped her episode. And I felt like that might be something good for us to talk about. So we did. So anyway, but yeah, if you are interested in the Wade stuff and you didn't catch my live yesterday, go ahead and catch my live from yesterday. Get caught up, and then we'll talk about some Wade tomorrow. But I know you guys are up on all these calls, so we might just do the call where Kristen showed up, because or just maybe even that excerpt of the part of the sex trafficking, the escort service, because I'll try to pull the motions. He's been sending ex parte motions to the court regarding his charges on the drug trafficking. I mean, he just got convicted for 2 murders. He's not going anywhere. Um, but I guess he's enjoying playing jailhouse attorney, trying to get these motions file in his defense on his yes, not ex parte, excuse me, pro se. My bad. His pro se motions regarding his drug trafficking. My bad. Strike that from the record, please. Integrity. Um, that was a mistake. Yes, pro se. My bad. Pro se. Okay. But yes, he's filing his own motions, and he's basically going in great detail about Mila's spa and how there was sex trafficking and drug trafficking going on through the spa. So anyway, the one thing that was funny to me in the live yesterday, I'm gonna say this one last thing, is that when Mila was testifying, if you guys noticed this, so his lawyer was asking her about why he had the keys to the Hellcat, and he's basically snitching. Yes. So his lawyer asked Mila about why Wade had the keys to the Hellcat, and she was saying that she never carries a purse. She has 2 phones, one for her business and one personal. And she's got some sort of wallet attachment on her phone. And, whoever she's with carries her keys. And she says, and I even do that with my husband today. And the way she said it, I was like, Mila, you still like that dude, huh? Like the way she said, I don't know if you guys caught that yesterday, but just catch if you go to her testimony and watch the testimony right before she's excused, she's almost done. Because his lawyer didn't ask her very many questions, but she had to just throw a little part in there about her husband, like that she's married, and wanted to kind of put that out there. Yes, strike that from the record, please. I did not mean to say ex parte. I'm so like in the morning, all into getting my YSL and what's going on, and is there going to be a mistrial and all of the things. That damn, I'm probably going to wake up one day and say ex parte, ex parte. Yes, yeah. I didn't find any problems with her. I think that this story is so bizarre. There's no reason to not tell the truth. Like there's nothing to even lie about in all of this. I think everybody this was very much look, this is eye-opening for a lot of people. The people, I know why this trial was so captivating, not just because of his look, all of the face tattoos, everything that's going on with that. This guy has a way of speaking. Like I don't want to say he's overly verbose, but sometimes he is. um this was definitely people of a certain age, like in their 30s. I know he was a little bit younger than that, but people who were openly about, yeah, we did cocaine, yeah, we did cocaine, yeah, I did cocaine, I did meth, um hooking up. um Mila met him through her ex-boyfriend. She met Wade through a previous boyfriend. And this is just very much a kind of peek inside of a situation that maybe people have only heard of, and people are sitting hearing about people who are just meeting and hooking up, people who are casually using illegal drugs, people who have substance abuse problems and are still operating and living out here and seem to be like, I guess, sort of okay, but have found themselves testifying in a double murder trial. Like it's very much giving, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's very much a lot. And most people will never be exposed to this if they're lucky, right? But this is a lot. Congratulations to 504. Congratulations. Let me see. What does 504 have going on? 504, let's see. I start moving into my new apartment tomorrow. Yay, Fran. Help me with a Amazon list. I'm so excited. Help me with an Amazon. So on how to put one together, or you have a link for us to share? Like what is it? Let me know how I can help. Can you hit me on Instagram, and then you need to be able to like put one together and share it. That's what you want to do? It's nothing major, but I've been living in hell, so I'm happy to move and have way more closet space. Absolutely. So yeah, let me know. Send me a note on Instagram and tell me what you need. And if I know how to do it or I can do it, I will definitely help you. Absolutely. Um Girl, it's giving all of that. It's giving all of that. You know what I'm saying? So um mhm. But if you're interested in some of that and you're on Patreon, go ahead and check it out. If you're interested in going to my Patreon, just do Real Talk Bougie Patreon. Just Google it and it'll come right up. Or I'm sure my link might be in the description box. I think I added it. There's several links in the description box. And let me make sure it's in here. Did I put it in here? No, I did not. Hold on. Let me get I didn't add it. Hold on. I'm going to put it in here. All of my social media links. Let me do that right now. Just scroll down, and Patreon is it's just Real Talk Bougie. So you'll find it. It's easy. And if you want to read those documents, if you want to read a couple of Wade documents, I've got 2 posted, and I've got the Mila drunk driving incident posted. So go check them out for free. Free. Let's see. I hope that you enjoy your new place. I hope that it brings you lots of comfort, peace, and joy, and that you enjoy it for as long as you occupy that space. Um, Absolutely, house is next. Yeah, so let us know. Reach out to me. Just send me a note on Insta, and I'll get back to you. If I don't get back to you tonight, I will in the morning. But I know how to set up a list. I do know how to set up a list, so I can help you with that. Okay, my dears, I love you guys. I hope that you guys have a good night. If there's anything that you want me to check out or check into, just send me a note. All of my social media is in the description box. Okay, I know you sent me something, but I was busy with you guys, so I'll check into it tonight and I will respond back to you either later tonight or in the morning. Okay, girl. Um, yes. And I mean, unfortunately for the young lady, I don't think that that's, obviously she didn't want the night to turn out that way. Um, and I'm sure had she known that she was with a bad guy, she would have thought twice, but it's unfortunate because, you know, it's sad. I feel sorry for that lady. I feel sorry for anyone who has crossed his path I feel sorry for anybody who's crossed that man's path because he is definitely no bueno. Anyway, guys, you guys have a good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care and see you later. Bye.